What's up, everybody? Welcome to Happy Roll Podcast. For video watchers, the only people watching right now. Wow. We have. I'm sorry, our videos have kind of been freezing. It's on my end. I don't know how to fix it. It might just be my laptop's old. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But
might be
I'm updating
overpowering.
my Wi-Fi here soon. So maybe that'll help too. But we'll see. But anyways, welcome everybody. We got a lot of football to talk about. We also got this new thing, some gaming to talk about. You know, we didn't talk much about gaming last week, so we got a bunch this week. We also got the NBA Top 75 that we're going to talk about. But welcome everybody. We're going to start off since I think it's my side. All right, I know it's my side. So we're going to start with some Chris highlights. Chris, you going to say anything before to give some context on this?
So this is just I think this is all Warzone highlights. I think just like probably my third one, like playing on PC. So all these highlights are from when I started PC. So you can you'll see a progression from then to now.
Oh, so it's from way early and now, right?
This one I think is January. Don't quote me on that. January, February.
Okay.
So it might be like December, but something like that. But I think this is all Warzone.
There's probably like one clip of Valhalla farting or something.
That was hilarious. I had to put that in there. I was literally playing it out, just fighting people, and all of a sudden it started just like a running fart, and like it hurts me. All right, here we go. And the quality probably is not the best because I don't think I had HD unlocked yet on Facebook streams until like I don't know, like March or May. No, it was probably like April, something like that. But
they're pushing left side and far back right.
Oh, boom goes the dynamite.
Are you kidding me? That's so fucking garbage.
I think most of these people I'm playing with are random.
Sounds like it.
Bro. There they go. Oh no, these are people I played with before though.
Got him.
Ooh.
No, you're good.
Yeah, he wasn't a...
You can see my camera. That's my old camera.
Yeah, what the heck? That looks so different.
Yeah, I didn't pick up light the same, but I mean it was cheaper, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
What?
Here, I can take a chance on it.
No, it keeps you...
Watch this. This one's funny.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Right? And I thought and this guy takes off in our car. He took our car.
He tried.
I know. And this one's funny because this guy.
Hey, this is my Halloween spirit, Chris.
He looks mad.
No, he's not bad. Jeez.
Ooh.
I got him.
I missed that. Here. We're gonna go back.
Oh my God.
Get out of here.
Nice, dude.
I don't know why I made that noise. Hold on, I might be able to get this. 240 meters.
Jeez.
So, guys, if you watch this, sniping is my thing.
Right there, man.
Teams are dropping in at bank. Yep.
Got him. There's another one back there. There's another one. There's a third one on top of bank.
There's multiple teams.
right there. Downed him. Downed him.
Gee, how do you see that guy?
It's a little bit clear on my when I'm playing.
Oh, gotcha.
And this is it because it went. Oh, this is with you. You've seen this one.
Under fire here. Oh, he's right underneath my side. Oh, right there. You see it? Alright, 2 left. 1 right here.
There's no way.
Chris.
I love the death bombs.
I'll get that on. Oh, no, console.
One more right there. Nice.
Oh, snap.
Down
I
another
did,
one.
that guy ended up dying, but I didn't die.
Down another one.
Fucked. Don't worry about it.
This is with people I don't think I've ever played with before, like just randoms.
Yeah, you got me.
Like a 10-year-old kid. Yeah, he got me. Dad, he got me. This is right after this. His teammate tried to get on the ATV.
You good or? I'm dead. He's
You're good or I'm dead. Oh, this is a win right here.
Mm-hmm. I showed you this one too before,
I
bro.
don't even have. I've watched this. I've watched this one.
Mm-hmm. Watch my face.
I'm gonna try to. I don't have my contacts. What, did you have a fart? Oh, nice. All right. Hey, is that you too?
Why does it keep pushing to go watch her? But alright. That is that, and it's still going. I still hear it in the background. Alright.
All right. Well, there's our special video for you guys. Like I said, we're gonna keep doing his highlights. If I can do my highlights, it'll probably be before we're even live, so you probably will see it before.
Yeah, I probably have 3 more, maybe 4 more, but I'm editing one right now, so I'll have another one. But
Nice.
so we've got another month of videos at least.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's bring in our audio listeners and have a good time. Okay.
Do it.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Welcome.
For you guys who haven't watched our video only version, it kind of has been freezing on us lately. So right now, I think it's on my end. So we start with Chris's highlights. So if you're into video games, into Warzone, into just awesome, insane clips, with sniper clips, go ahead and watch us. Or if you just like looking at our faces, all right? If you like seeing our pretty faces, not that, but we're going to be talking about NBA's top 75 list a little bit. Obviously, I don't know everyone off this list off the top of when I look at it. We're going to talk about the weeks, our what's it called? Our record for each week up to I think it's 3 weeks. We're going to catch up on. We're also going to predict for week 7, which we both picked the Broncos. Which we should have picked the Browns apparently, Chris. But but we'll get to it.
Ernest Johnson.
The Ernest Johnson. But
He got just 33 fantasy points.
But also, Teddy lost his job to what's his name anyways? Why is his name not popping off in my head? Good Lord, what? Come on, help, Chris.
Drew Lock?
No, Browns quarterback.
Oh,
Case Keenum. Case Keenum. So he lost his job to Case Keenum anyway. So we should have figured
Case Keenum.
that Browns would have won.
Case Keenum.
But Case Keenum. But got a lot to talk about video games. We have some lists that we're talking about. But we're gonna get these weeks knocked out of the way. All right. So first, let me get my handy dandy notebook out. Shout out.
My hand at a dana to know what
All right. So let's see. Week 6 just happened. So 4 and 5. So week 4, I was 13 and 3. Okay, and Chris, 12 and 4. Week 5, I was 12-4. Chris, 7-9. Okay.
Because I always pick against the Packers and the Chiefs.
Now we both went 9-5 in week 6. We didn't agree with everything, but I lost 2 that we separated, and he lost 2 when we were separated.
So anytime that we don't, it's a Chiefs game. You always pick the Chiefs, and I always pick against the Chiefs.
No, you picked the Chiefs because it's a football team. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we both picked the Broncos to win, so we're already 0-1. But let's we have a lot to talk about, so we'll try to make this quick. But yeah.
Look, we're gonna go.
All right. Fuck you. So with college, there's not a lot of quarterbacks this year that are going to be high profile, which a lot of these teams are kind of getting questioned. Which we're going to do something different this week, Chris, and you don't know this. I'm kind of just flying at the seat of my pants, but we're going to talk about these quarterback situations because I got a lot of questions to some of these quarterbacks, and we're going to talk about what they should do different. Because a lot of people are talking about how crazy it is. Cam Newton doesn't have a job, but what Daniel Jones
literally had a job last year, and he literally did average.
So
he was good at running the touchdowns. I'll give him running touchdowns.
Well, so the thing with that is they're saying because Mike Glennon was supposed to start, and he's worse than if Trent Green played right now. But anyways, yeah, it's we're gonna talk about some plays. He obviously should have been fired, or let go. I mean, instead of stayed there, because you need your backup to mirror your starting quarterback. That's just how it goes. So if you want to go with Mac Jones, if your team wants Mac Jones, that's how it went, and he's even fine with it. He's on bigger, better things. I mean, sometimes it doesn't hurt to take a year off. I mean, he's already trying to better himself, put the right steps to have a comeback to where he's not really trying to make it too much about him. He's kind of getting humbled. I know you're not a fan of him.
You know when he got humbled, Jer?
Why? When?
You know when he got humbled?
When he went 7-9?
No, when he played the Broncos in the Super Bowl and didn't go after the ball. When he got humbled.
No, he wasn't humbled then.
Oh yeah, he was just being a diva. You're right.
To be fair,
okay,
I mean,
to be flashback, fair, Cam Newton is on my list of people in the NFL that I don't really like. So. Hey,
technically it's Tim Tebow's fault because he was Tim Tebow's backup. Learned everything from him. All right, anyways, let's get on with this. The Giants versus Panthers. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. They're kind of getting sketchy, but they're good enough to where they're gonna win this game. I believe. What do you think?
Daniel Jones plays. I got that's hard.
He already played the last week.
Did he play last week? Okay.
Yeah. They sucked.
Just because they didn't have anybody. They were literally throwing to 7th-string wide receivers.
No, they had Sterling Shepard. He went off.
Oh, well, they didn't have anybody else.
He only throws it to Sterling.
All I know is Sterling Shepard and Madden is beast. Anyways, so I'm going to go with...
Madden 20.
I'm going to go with the Panthers as well.
Okay. What do you think about the Giants? I don't think it's really Daniel Jones' fault, but what do you think about this disaster that's kind of happening this year? They're not really finishing games the way they should. Do you think it's play calling, or what do you think it is?
Well, I don't think the coach is very good, and it's not
because they've been healthy when they lose these games. I mean, they're 1-5.
Sometimes you're not just Sometimes you're not just good at being a head coach.
Do you think they're going to turn it around, or do you think they're going to stay on the losing side?
I think they'll stay on the losing side because they got to play Dallas again. And although they played Dallas pretty dang well, I mean, before everyone got hurt, before Dallas's player literally ran right underneath Saquon Barkley's ankle, but
that was a hit. That was kind of his fault too, though.
I know, but the Cowboys guy sees Saquon and he goes,
no. No. All right. Yeah. What do you think about the Jets versus Patriots?
Patriots. Jets suck.
They've already beat the Jets, and I think they're getting better as the year goes. I mean, they almost beat the Cowboys. So
They almost
Chiefs,
beat the Cowboys. They almost beat the Bucks.
yeah, you don't mess with them. So yeah, I think the Patriots are going to win. They almost beat Buccaneers, yeah.
Yeah.
Titans versus Chiefs. What do you think about the Titans and how about the Chiefs? I think the Chiefs are going to turn around. I think they have to.
This is a make or no. I don't want to say it's a make or break because it's early. They're 3-3.
Yeah, I don't think it's make or break.
But this could potentially be make or break for the division. If they lose this week and San Diego loses, that's what 3 games back.
No.
Or San Diego, LA, Chargers.
They are both 4-2. I don't know who they play, but we'll get to them later.
So the Chiefs are 4-2.
No, Chiefs are 3-3. Raiders and Chargers are 4-2.
Okay. Yeah. So it's still if they lose, they'll be 2 games back if the Chargers win. So it's still a little too early. But Mahomes has to come out and just play himself and not turn the ball over. Because that's the only difference. If he tries too hard, it's when he gets in trouble. He's great. He's in top 2-3 quarterback even this season when he's having a technically down year, which is still his top stats, whatever. But if he doesn't turn the ball over, I think the Chiefs win. But I don't know because Derrick Henry, man, is just a monster. And this ain't the same Chiefs defense from 2 years ago.
No,
or was it 2 years ago when they played the Titans or last year?
They've played them every year. The thing with me is, if we stop Derrick Henry and let them throw, and have our people, 1-on-1 or help over top of Julio or AJ, I think we can win this. If we limit yards per carry on Derrick Henry, not really limit how much he's going to run, because he will run no matter how much you stop him. He's still going to have 150, 100 over 100. If we limit his yards per carry and force them to hold the ball too long, I think we're going to win. I think that's the best way to beat him.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also yards per anytime they throw it. So it's not really just if we stop them on one side of the ball, because they're very what's it called? They're like glass, If you break a part of their offense, they're gonna break everywhere. That's just how they've been this year. It's. I know they're 4-2. I know they just beat the Bills, but if their plan kind of goes haywire, it's a bad game.
Yeah, are they in Tennessee or?
Yeah, they're at Tennessee, but I don't really think it matters that much. I think they just beat Buffalo, and no, that was in Tennessee. But we'll have to see.
I think I'm gonna go Tennessee here.
I'm gonna go Chiefs just because I'm a Chiefs fan. So this is our
you didn't have to.
This is our divisioning. Washington football team versus the Packers. I'm going with the Packers. Yeah, you do?
Yeah, I'll go Packers.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the schedule. So
you said this in my face. I was like,
I still don't see it. What do you think about the football team? Because let's address this right now. There's a trade rumor involving Deshaun Watson and the Dolphins, where Tua ends in the football team, which that's kind of like a parallel move. I don't see that making their team better. What do you think about these trade rumors coming along?
I think Washington needs to just play their game. I don't think they need to take on Tua. I don't think they get rid of draft capital. I think Fitzpatrick will be back next week. If they don't think Heineke, this is his first season really starting ever. 25-year-old, starter, first-year starter. I think they're 2-4, something like that. But
yeah.
It honestly hasn't been on him 100%. I'm not saying he's played amazing.
It's not been on Tua either. But I mean, the thing
but that Washington football team defense has been horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
They both don't believe in their quarterbacks, and I don't think this move will help either side. Maybe it's a false move. We don't believe in him. We'll move parallel and give hope to this guy because we already don't care. But I mean, you look at the Dolphins, the way they've been losing games, they could easily be 4-2. The way they've been,
Yeah.
how small or slim of their loss ratio they have because of how good that defense is.
I just think that you can't lose to Jacksonville. There's two teams like if you lose to, it's gonna look
And
bad on your
a
record.
healthy Dolphins team. That was a healthy Dolphins team.
Yeah, Tua actually pretty good in the first half. I mean,
Yeah.
he ran into some issues in the second half, but
We-
I think I would trade for unless I'm getting rid of like a fourth round pick. I'm not going to take Tua because he's injury prone.
Yeah.
He has not proved any season going back to his senior year of college all the way to now that he can stay healthy. And I'm not going to get rid of anything. If they want a fourth round pick, I'll take a flyer.
Well,
There's no reason not to.
Speaking of them, they're facing the Falcons. Who do you pick with them? I'm going to go with Falcons.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan. I mean, we've been talking about he knows how to win these games where the other quarterback is younger or not as experienced. He knows how to outplay another offense, and he's shown it against these weaker teams.
Yeah, and Calvin Ridley's back. So
And Kyle Pitts is finally reaching his potential. So this will be a very interesting.
Pitt.
Huh?
I said Kyle Stinky Pitts.
Okay, so you go to Falcons too. You just picked Titans, so we're basically the same everywhere. Bengals, Ravens. I'm gonna go with Ravens. I know they've won some tight ones. Their only loss was a very close one as well. I don't see them still being this juggernaut. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl, but I think they're going to win this game and keep it rolling. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Ravens win this. I think it could be a shootout because Cincinnati's offense, besides their offensive line, which is crazy to say, their offense besides their offensive line is really good.
Oh yeah,
top 10 right now, and that's crazy to think.
Yeah, it really is. Now this is the team I wanted to talk about, and this is going to be a massacre, I believe. Rams are the Lions at Rams. I think the Rams are going to win 42-3 or 42-7. Are you going to pick the Rams? I guess.
Yeah, I'll pick the Rams.
What
here
do you think about the Lions? That's really why we're obviously going to both pick the Rams. But what do you think about the Lions?
I think Jared Goff is just overrated. I mean, that's simple. I think they got a good young wide receiver core. They got a good tight end. They got good running backs. They have an average defense, but their quarterback is below average. And he doesn't show up in big games, and he can't throw deep. He only does play action. That's all he can do is play action. So if they're not running the ball good, play action is not going to work, and he has to throw the ball 50 times, and you're not going to win.
Anytime they're about to win, he messes up the game. I know he's missing his starting center. And then his number one wide receiver. But, I mean, those wide receivers are good. Hawkinson's getting double teamed, so it's leaving the field open. He has no reason to be losing.
I don't think they'll lose every game this season. I'm sure they'll win something, but they're not going to win this game.
No. And what we'll have to bring back up, week 8's next week, and that's basically the middle. So I'm going to bring up our standings, and we're going to talk about that and see how far off we are. But yeah, we're both going Rams. I think they're drafting a quarterback, no matter who it is. Maybe Jared Goff starts next year, kind of like a Garoppolo. But I definitely see the end of Jared Goff's starting career over soon. But what do you think about Philadelphia at the Raiders? I'm going to take the Raiders here.
I'll take the Eagles.
Fly. I want the Eagles to win, but their defense isn't good enough. It's plain and simple there, but
I mean, I think the Eagles win.
I want the Eagles to win, but now they're going to because I'm voting for the Raiders. God damn it! All right,
I said it. It's finalized.
Kansas City's gonna smite me, smite me, Almighty Smiter. Texans and Cardinals. Obviously, Cardinals are gonna mollywop the Texans.
79-3.
What do you think about the Texans? Because they started off strong, but since Tyrod got hurt, they're losing miserably. But it's not really quarterback. It's not really quarterback play.
They beat Indianapolis, right, in week 1?
No, they just versed Indianapolis and got killed.
Who did they win in week 1?
Jacksonville, maybe.
Yeah, that's why.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. This team, none of their running backs are good. They have 15 of them. Their play calling's bad. Their rookie quarterback, he's okay, but obviously he's not going to start when Tyrod comes back, and I don't know.
Davis Mills.
I don't even know when he comes back, and I don't think it matters.
I think he got it. I think he got his lung punctured again.
Are you lying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, the Texans they might not even win another game. I mean, this could be a long season. But what do you think about our boy Justin Fields at the injured the injured secondary of the Bucks? How do you think he's gonna play against good old Tom Brady?
So they still haven't figured out how to use him correctly in Chicago.
Yeah.
His deep balls are on point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hitting those giant chunk plays, but he's throwing 13 to 18, 19 times a game max.
Yeah.
So they haven't realized how to use his feet. I mean, he's not as fast as Lamar Jackson, but he's fast.
He's almost. I think his 40 is almost there, almost the same. I just think Lamar has unrealistic,
shiftier.
Yeah, unrealistic agility. I mean, he's. I think the speed is basically the same, but he's just a freak of nature, But go ahead.
Yeah. So Nagy sucks. So I'm gonna go Tampa Bay here.
Nagy.
But
yeah, I'm gonna go Tampa Bay too.
Matt Nagy.
I mean, if they can't beat the Packers, which it was a close game, they can't beat the Bucks. So yeah, I'm going with good old Tom here. He's not going to turn the ball over, and Justin Fields will probably turn it over about twice, and that's how Tom Brady wins, is the turnover ratio. The Colts versus the Niners. I'm going to go with the Colts. Jimmy G's starting, by the way, for if you care. So
I do, because Trey Lance is hurt. I've read that Trey Lance probably would have started if he wasn't. They weren't worried about him. Like, literally, they were like, "Oh, he could play and he could practice all week." But
yeah, I saw that too. Yep.
Like, we just don't want to.
Yep.
They're just going to play Jimmy G.
Yeah.
So I think the Colts win too. I think Carson Wentz is putting together a really good comeback season. People don't want to realize it, but
T.Y.'s back.
But he might not play, man. I picked him up on fantasy just because he's a free agent. He had 4 for 80 last week, and if he plays, he gets like 4 for 80 every time he plays.
Because guess what? He's going to catch the ball.
Yes.
But
so he actually so he did really good last week. But Jonathan Taylor's a freak.
They're finally they're finally.
Yeah, I was
using
gonna
him.
say last week and the week before they finally started using him more.
Finally, they're like.
But it's too late for you in fantasy. But that's
okay. I wonder if he slapped Frank Reich. Like, use me. Nieheim doesn't run the ball. Marlon Mack, you already want him out the door because he can't even look when the door's open. He probably runs into the door when it's closed. It's like, oh, this is the door. I should be able to go walk right through it. Anyways, he can't see it open. He can't see it open.
Yeah, when you won last week against on that Monday night game. That was crazy against Raji.
Yeah. Thank you, JT. So what do you think do you think that Kyle's doing the right thing by starting Garoppolo? I think so. I think this just helps Trey Lance. I think if they start him too early, it could be a rough couple of years.
Yeah, so the problem was that they started him against the top 5 defense, and they didn't have George Kittle. They didn't have their starting running backs, and he had to do everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, he still was in the game till like last second against the Cardinals. I mean, they lost by 10, I think, something like that.
And that defense is still good too, so that helps.
Yeah. With you're not with your star tight end and with your backup running backs, and I think they even have missing their star left tackle. So I mean, I like him. I think he'll be starting sometime soon. Maybe not this. It won't be this week, of course. Maybe not next week, but I think Lance will be starting by the end of the year, just because 49ers won't be in it.
The thing with this is, you look at Mac Jones, probably the most skilled quarterback in the draft as far as where he went to.
Accuracy.
And
he has the best. He's the most accurate quarterback in the draft.
And pro ready, because if you look at Trevor Lawrence, he was kind of like a Tim Tebow, which I know you love Tim Tebow, but kind of like a Tim Tebow in college, to where he's just like on another level, but when he doesn't really adjust to football or NFL, which he's adjusting now. He's doing amazing.
Yeah,
We talked about him. We said he
quarterback-
was going to be like this, but yeah, Mac Jones. You see him struggling. I mean, it would have helped him just to learn the offense for a whole year. But obviously, it's good. It's a good thing he's starting.
See, like the difference between Mac Jones and all the rest of these rookie quarterbacks is Mac Jones is accurate. I mean, he turns. I'm not saying he doesn't turn the ball over, but he'll go. I think he missed like 5 passes the other day, 6 passes. I mean, he'll have 250 yards. He won't throw deep too much, but I mean, he controls the game like a rookie really should. No rookie comes in besides Herbert last year, and Andrew Luck, and people like that. Once every 10 years maybe.
Honestly, though,
quarterback going to do that.
If you look at who he's throwing to, I wouldn't throw it deep either. I mean, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. I'd rather dump the ball to them. But last game and last quarterback I want to talk about is the Saints versus Seahawks. Obviously, I think I said the Colts, but I'm going with the Colts. Saints versus Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seahawks here. What do you think about? What do you think? No, I'm going to the Saints. I forgot. Gino's still starting. I'm gonna go with the
Alex Collins plays, I'm gonna go Seahawks. If Alex Collins does it, I'm not gonna go Seahawks.
Who's that?
Did you watch the game last Thursday night?
No, I didn't catch it.
It was Seattle against Pittsburgh, and literally Alex Collins literally trucked the whole Pittsburgh defense in the second half. he had like 90. He had like 85 rushing yards in the second half.
Yeah, I saw that. He has super long dreads, right?
Yeah.
Like number 31?
He's super strong. He's like 26. He's been in the league a little bit. He played for Seattle already. But I don't think he's going to play, so I'll go Saints here.
What do you think about Jameis? Do you think they still see him as the future, or what do you think about him? Because I mean, they really didn't say he was the future. But what do you think about his performance this year?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Yeah,
I think it's the same Jameis it's always been. 5 touchdowns one game, 3 interceptions the next game.
I can see him starting until obviously there's a good enough replacement, but there isn't. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Saints. Are you staying with Seahawks? You can't do this if and or but with the guy.
No, I said I don't think Alex Collins is playing, so I think I'm gonna go Saints here.
Okay. All right. Well, that will do it for our predictions for Week 7. It's starting to you're starting to see what teams are going to be at the end of the year. I mean, we've been talking about Derek Carr, how easily you can win the game just by hitting him once, twice, rushing him up throughout the game. So I can see them kind of downfalling. I don't see them still being that juggernaut that people thought they were when they were 3-0.
I don't think they're a juggernaut. I just think right now they're better than Chiefs and Broncos. So.
Oh yeah, but I wouldn't say better. I mean, they barely beat the Broncos, and the Broncos had to score.
Dude,
I mean,
Teddy Bridgewater, run the dang ball in.
We'll have to see whenever they face the Chiefs and if they're a real deal or not. That's when if they beat the Chiefs right away, like they did last year, at this rate of this season, then I'll say they're a real deal. Then I'll say Derek Carr is all this hubbub, but for now he ain't it. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to NBA. Since NBA just started, I'm super excited. I've never been a Lakers fan. I've liked players on the Lakers, but my boy Carmelo's there. He's having some fun hitting the ball on his head, trying to shoot the ball.
Aren't they 0-2?
0-2, yes. They just lost to the Suns.
Yep. They lost to who? Say it again.
You're not even having Aiden after this year, so I wouldn't even start talking.
He's a restricted free agent. We can sign him 1-2.
Keep talking.
No, you know what they said? They said that they offered him like $10 million under max, and his agent said nah.
Yeah, did you hear what the GM for the Sun said? He's like,
that
you need to fire your manager.
Yeah, because he was wanting max, and I'm like, dude, you're not a max player yet. I mean, you're not.
Why do you want max when you just went to the finals? How are you supposed to get better if you want max? And I get how good he is,
dude.
I get how good he is, but who did he stop in the playoffs to help the team? I mean, you look at the finals specifically. Okay, look at the finals specifically. He was getting targeted, plain and simple.
They called way too many fouls on him, but he held Giannis to 50% shooting, while the rest of the team only held Giannis to 75%.
Yeah, but I mean, he's the only person as tall as him.
I know, but like we're not going to talk about the finals because
I'm very happy.
The coach came out after the second game and said, "You guys going to call fouls now? These refs aren't calling anything." And then they just literally just foul 8 and out the rest of the court. I was like, drive me crazy, man. Whiny babies.
So
I like Giannis too.
Mikal?
I really do.
Mikal? Bridges? I don't know how you say his name.
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal. I love him. He got signed. A guy from Kansas City signed with them just a couple days ago. What's his name? Gosh.
G. Willikers Batman.
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Well, he just signed. Let's see. My cousin said from Barry Road. So apparently
Landry Shamat. They traded for him.
Yeah, Shamat. Yeah.
They traded for him. He went to Park Hill. Yeah, they traded for him.
Yeah, he signed there. He grew up in Kansas City, so there's that.
Yeah, they traded for him back in July or August. They traded for him.
Let's. I know you have some to talk about this NBA 75th, so we're gonna get down to it. All right. I'm gonna list 5 at a time, and obviously this isn't in order. It's just how NBA has it set up. I know they have an order somewhere, but I don't really care about the order. Maybe they don't have the order. Maybe they just did it in wins or whatever. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, obviously, I think he's top 5
100%.
of all time.
Yeah.
Ray Allen, that's probably the bottom tier. I love Ray Allen though. Giannis.
I would say that Ray Allen's in there for 2 reasons. One, he's the top 3-point shooter ever. Steph will pass him, and because he hit that game-winning shot and won championship.
I think Steph already passed him though, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah,
pass him?
I think he passed him like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that's why, because he was before Steph. He was the greatest 3-point shooter ever.
Before he was the greatest 3-point shooter ever, he was actually really good all around too. No, people forget about when he was in the Bucks how good he was. He really just started being better at threes when he went to the Sonic. So. But yeah, I love Ray Allen. I do think I think everyone on here deserves it, but there's also just some people underneath that's kind of like iffy. But we'll get to that. Antetokounmpo, obviously, I think he could surpass LeBron if he keeps up the way he's winning.
Mm-hmm. He's young. He's very, very young still.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't realize he's like 27 or something like that.
Yeah. And then my boy Melo, top 10 scorer of all time. Obviously, he deserves to be anyone in top 10 scoring.
So far, it's Ray Allen is the only one that we think is on the lower tier.
Yeah, and don't hate on my boy Carmelo, okay? He's top 10, all right? If you hate Melo, I hate you. Okay.
The problem that Melo's in that lower tier too, just because he never won a championship. If he wins the championship this year, he moves up.
So what's crazy about this? So he's won a scoring title. Obviously, he never won MVP.
No defensive accolades.
But when it comes to shooting, he might win. He wants to win 6th Man of the Year this year. If he wins that, on top of finals, and actually which he is, he's showing that he's going to be a piece of this team because they need shooters. I don't know why anyone else is shooting 3-pointers on this team. You see Russell Westbrook. LeBron's doing good on threes, but you see Russell shooting
shooters
threes
on their bench. I don't know why they don't just let them shoot. But
once they just need to get in the rhythm. All right, they're superstars. Once they mesh together, they'll be fine.
That team, besides Carmelo, that team's full of people I don't like. So.
It's so crazy that you don't mind Melo. I think it's because of me, honestly. But
Well, I don't mind Melo. I hate him in college, of course, because KU, because they wouldn't won a championship.
well, he also
that
doesn't
year.
do anything for you to hate him. I mean, the only thing
No, and I actually don't mind Anthony Davis either.
There's
but
two-
I don't like LeBron.
there's two reasons people hate Melo. One, when he was young and he hit Nate Robinson and backed up real quick. That's one reason why people hate him. Two, they hate him because he didn't join a super team, and he went back to where he was born. Which he regrets that now. Obviously, it turned sideways, whatever. But let's get back to it. Sorry, my bad. All right, Melo. We stopped at Melo. I'm sorry. Nate Archibald. The people I barely know, I'm just gonna keep skipping.
Nate Archibald was the first.
I know who he is.
Player ever to lead the league in points and assists in the same year.
Yeah, I know who he is.
And he played for the Kansas City Kings in Kansas City. It's my dad's favorite player.
That's the only reason why I know who he is.
But his stats are there. His stats.
Oh yeah, I know.
Makes sense. And he's won championships. But people are gonna be like, oh, well, who's this guy?
No, I think everyone. If you know basketball, you know who Nate Archibald.
Okay, boomer.
I know him. I don't know this guy. Paul Horizon.
Pitchin' Paul Horizon. I'm pretty sure it's his nickname. Look him up.
Your dad knows this is the only reason why you know all these nicknames.
Yeah.
This is the only reason why your dad.
No, Nate Archibald I knew about.
Which is funny because, maybe your dad was 6'5" at one point, with all the back surgeries he had. Maybe
his nickname was Pitchin' Paul Horizon.
Yeah, your dad knows so much about basketball, and he gave it all to you. But Charles Barkley, obviously, if people hate Charles Barkley, you never watched him play in the 90s.
Pitchin' Paul averaged 23 points and 9 rebounds a game, though, for 12 years.
That's good. I'm just saying I just don't know him.
Pitchin' Paul.
But Charles Barkley, if you watched him in the 90s, you'd think Russell Westbrook. That's the way he played.
Just so physical and just in your face.
Just kill you. Yeah. Rick Barry, everyone knows Rick Barry. Elgin Baylor, everyone should know Elgin Baylor. Dave Bing, not off the top of my head.
No.
You?
I think he had a big afro. He played for Detroit back in the 70s. I'm going to look at the statistics, but...
Larry Bird, obviously the GOAT of shit talking. The original Steph Curry. From if shooting threes was this premier back in the day, he would be.
Larry would be probably one of the greatest ever. But Dave Bing, 20.3 points, 6 rebounds, 1.5 steals a game for 12 seasons.
Okay. That's not bad. Okay.
So 26, 4, and a steal and a half a game.
Okay. Kobe Bryant, everybody knows him. He's debated. Top 10 of all time.
So just to stop you right there before we get going, because we're gonna get a list of probably some people that's gonna be like, but not the next person. But so we got Bing, Paul Horizon, and Ray Allen in the lower tier of the 75. That could be replaced.
All right, so we got Kobe Bryant. Wilt is probably one of the best of all time.
Probably top 6 players, in my opinion. And in fact,
I say top 5. But
some people say he's the greatest player ever. Literally, if you look at his stats, you can't. But it's just so.
Bob Cousy. Cousy. What's that rhyme with? Dave Cowens. I don't know him. Who's that?
So in the 70s, he played for the Celtics. He was a center. He led them to a championship when they didn't really have very many people. Okay. 1975.
Nice.
So
I'm really bad with 70s. Unless
he was top five players in the 70s. I'm pretty sure he averaged like 20 and 10 in his career.
Okay.
Something like that.
Bill Cunningham.
Now this one's kind of weird for me. Because I know he played for the Philadelphia 76ers when they won the championship with Dr. J.
Yeah, he was with. I remember him playing with Dr. J.
I need to look up his stats because I don't know. To me, that's not. A good player, but that's not a top player ever.
Top 75.
Well, I'm wrong here too, though. Because this is one I didn't really know about. So he played 11 seasons, and averaged 21.2 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 4 assists and 2 steals a game. I mean,
Oh
his
wow,
stats
that's
were
pretty
there.
good. That is pretty
So
good.
yeah, so yeah, he's top 25 in scoring.
Okay, yeah. He's deserve. I think he does deserve it. I mean, but yeah, he's like the Archibald. You know, he's the old people that I know of, but I don't know like stats or anything. But it's
Yeah, I
for the
didn't expect
'70s.
his
It's
stats
hard
to
for
be that
me.
good.
'80s and '90s is where I start watching. But my dad showed me Dr. J. Obviously,
Yeah,
my dad's
so-
not a basketball fan. He is now, but he wasn't growing up. So he knows Dr. J. You know, people like that. But Steph Curry, do you think Steph could be a top 5 of all time the way he's playing now? Because it feels like he's playing better than he ever has.
I think that for him to get top 5, he's going to have to win 1 to 2 more championships. And this is not a knack. He could probably average 30 points for the next 5 years. The way shooting
I
is
agree.
something that really never goes away.
Yeah,
Even in his last years, like Dirk Nowitzki could outshoot a lot of people. He just couldn't
Dirk,
get up and down the court as much.
Tracy
You know what I'm saying?
McGrady, Carmelo.
I think he could get tops. Okay, so we all, no matter what, the top 3 in most people's are always a different order, however you want to put it. But Michael, Kobe, LeBron. So right there, he's not going to touch those guys.
No.
Not going to touch those guys. So then you get into the debate with, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's not going to touch that guy. He's got 5 or 6 championships. Right there, top 4. So then you're saying top 5 or 6.
Bill Russell.
Then Bill Russell, Shaq, Magic Johnson. I mean, so the top 10 maybe, but he's got to win some more championships. And if he
Doesn't he have?
He's got 3, I think.
How much does Magic have? 3, 4?
Magic has 4.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure 4. Don't quote me on that.
Would
but I know
he
won.
pass Magic for you if he won one more?
I think he could get up there to where people can argue about that.
Okay.
Like that could be a big argument, but he's not going to touch the top 3, and I don't think he's going to touch top 4 or 5. So if you take that away, then your 6 through 10 is where he could be when he's done playing his career. Unless he goes on a crazy a spree where he wins 3 championships in the next 10 years, I don't think he will. Just because that's not how the NBA is working right now.
I don't think he will at all.
So if he wins 3 more, then we can talk about, wow, maybe he's up there with LeBron and Michael and Kobe, but he's not going to do that.
Yeah. And the way that the Lakers are happening, basically, it's kind of like the Buccaneers of football. How everyone's just kind of teaming together just to get a ring. That's basically what's happening in the LA. As much as that's going to happen, Steph's not going to be making the finals again.
No.
But I mean, you look at his team, Draymond, which I know he's still younger, but he's not aging well.
No.
And
Draymond's thing is toughness and defense.
Yeah.
And those go away after a while, in my opinion.
He's also he's the type of player that if he's on your team, he's not. Even if he's the worst player, you're not going to see it. He's the type of person that spreads the gap from Steph Curry to the worst player.
They need Klay Thompson back.
He can mesh with anyone, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's why whenever they were the worst team in the NBA, he looked like one of the worst players in the NBA, just because he's very good at meshing and making everything flow. I don't think he's one of the best defensive players of all time. I think he had one of the best defensive seasons of all time. But I don't think he's one of the best. I think he's super smart, but that's another thing. Anthony Davis, or as Shaq calls it, as Charles Barkley calls him, street clothes. What do you think about this? I think this is perfect. I love him. I'm a huge Anthony Davis fan.
I think he's more talented than half the people we just named.
Yeah, that is
now,
true.
The problem is, let's go back and look at his games played. The most games, okay, so he played 75 twice. So he's missed at least 15 games every season. With 3 seasons, he's missed 25 or more games. So, or 24. We'll say 24. He's missed 24 1, 2, 24 and 20. Okay, so he's missing rounds. So this is what I can't put him up there yet. The 23.9 points, that if he continues that, okay. But he's only at how many points does he have total?
So let's say
I think this is a speculation one for them. I think in 5 years they know that if he continues doing what he's going to do, then people will have him up here. I don't think his accolades are as good as some of these people in this top 75 players.
Yeah. Well, let's say when LeBron retires, he's going to stay a Laker. I think he's going to be a Laker for the rest of his career. If he stays a Laker for the rest of his career and he wins 1 to maybe 2 rings after LeBron, would you put him in top 10 to 15?
Yeah. So
because he's our age. I mean, he's
Yes, he could be, but he only has 13,500 points.
Yeah.
So let's compare at this moment, because this is what it is. It's not saying top 75 players in 5 years. It's top 75 players now.
Yeah.
In the history
Yeah.
of the NBA. If I take Dwight Howard's stats compared to Anthony Davis's stats, go back and look at it right now. Anthony Davis has less points, less rebounds, less blocks, less accolades than Dwight Howard does. Yes, he's played longer, but we're talking about right now who's the top 75 players ever. And you can do the same thing for pretty much like some of these other people. Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol has more points, more rebounds, more blocks, and 3 championships.
You also got to look at, let's say, the Shaq factor of things. You're facing AD. Let's say Tim Duncan versus AD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're both gonna be just as dominant, but in different ways. But Tim Duncan's gonna look and be like, I have to guard this guy. So when you look at top talent, you have to look past it, which I know you are. You're just saying, what you're looking at.
Yeah.
If you look
I know, but it's too early to put him up there.
Yeah,
because there's so many people that got taken off this list that have so much more accolades. And that's not saying he's not a great player. He's probably top 5 or 6 players right now, and he'll continue to, if he continues to do that, and for 2 more years, his stats will be better than Dwight Howard's, and then there won't be no comparison.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, Anthony Davis has a ring, so does Dwight Howard. He played on that team.
So do you think it's more analytics, or it's more projection analytics and
It's 2 things.
analytics?
It's projection and it's recency bias.
Okay.
And it's because he plays for the Lakers. There's a lot of factors that go into this. I don't know who picked this, but I'm gonna guess it's NBA writers, and a lot of NBA writers love Laker players.
And it says on the website, agree, disagree. Let's hear it. So it's not really.
And it's not saying that Anthony Davis, like I said, isn't or won't be a top 75 player. If he has a season like last year, or let's say 2 years ago, because last year he didn't play very much.
Yeah.
So if he has a season like 2 years ago when they won the championship, he automatically goes ahead of a lot of these players. It's like we're going off of like 3 things, like I said, like speculation, recency bias, and he plays for Lakers. It's just how it is. If people are going to put him up there, and I think if he still played for New Orleans, he might not be on this list right now.
So with that being said, I actually it reminded me of when Boogie Cousins went there and how huge that was and how amazing they were together. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And then
what if they stayed healthy? Because I remember they barely stayed healthy together, but when they did, they never lost.
Yeah, so
that's such a crazy thing to me.
Because Cousins was averaging 30 points a game that year. I'm pretty sure something like that.
Yeah, no one remembers how good Cousins was because he was basically an offensive player, but he was whipped until he was.
He could still be a 20-10 guy, but people aren't force feeding a big guy like that anymore.
Well, it's not even that. He was too much used for a big guy in the Kings. I think they overused him. He was given the ball way too many times for a big guy. I mean, and he was so vocal about it. I mean, you just look it up. He was so vocal about how he's exhausted of putting all the pressure on him, and they not giving him anyone to help him. But let's keep this rolling so we can get to the gaming because we're almost we're 10 minutes from an hour. So and we're doing an hour and 30, so we'll have to get our gaming done after this, and then we'll get our songs and get out of here. But Dave DeBuschiere, how do you say that?
Yeah, this is Dave DeBuscher. This is somebody who I don't think should be in there right now.
Right now, though, I think wouldn't his stock go lower after the years, though?
His stats aren't like, I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, let's see, 8-time All-Star. He only averaged 16 points, but he averaged 11 rebounds, a steal a game, and that's it. 3 assists. But he won a championship with the Knicks when Will Reed and everybody was on that team. But he's also a 6-time All-Defensive player. It says right here too.
Oh,
So
nice.
a two-time NBA champ. 2-time NBA champ. So I can see why they put him on here, but then this goes back to Paul Gasol had better stats than he did. Chris Bosh had better stats than he did. More championships, better stats, more All-Star appearances.
I didn't know that. But
Vince Carter. I mean, there's players on this that are on this list that I think could move him out. And it's not saying he's bad because he's not. He's a Hall of Famer. But when it's talking about 75 players ever, and now I think the league's been around for exactly, like, of course, 75 years. So, I mean, I don't think he should be on that list, and the old heads will definitely disagree with that because they'll be like, well, that one time, Dave DeBuscher, had a 45-point game in the playoffs,
All right, next one's Clyde Drexler. I think this is obvious. Tim Duncan, obvious. Kevin
Yes.
Durant, obvious.
Yes. That's where. So if this was 6 to 8 years ago, this is where the Anthony Davis factor goes in. 6 to 8 years ago, they would probably put Kevin Durant on that list based upon they know what's gonna come in the next 6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
That's why I think Anthony. Okay, but yeah, Durant. Of course,
Would you
should be there.
put if Durant retires after? Let's say he wins with this Brooklyn team. If he could beat the Lakers with the team they have, would you put him above LeBron, and would you put him in the top 5? Because he's also somebody that's been injured a lot, so his stats really took a hit. But
not
I mean,
top 5, not top 5 because those top 5 players have 4 or more championships, every one of them.
What about a shooter of all time? Do you think he's top 3?
Him and Michael are the 2 best scorers of all time.
Yeah.
All time. Michael could get anywhere he wanted, could a 85, 88% free throw shooter, could finish better than anybody at the rim, and that's why I think it's him and KD are the 2 best scorers ever. Scorers, like just score.
Yeah.
So for him to get to top 5 players ever, he needs to win. He would need to win 4 or more. So he would need to win 2 more. He's got 2.
4
right?
more.
Yeah,
for
because
top 5.
Think about all the top 5 players. They have 4 or more.
Oh, I thought you meant 4 more championships.
No, 4 or more total championships.
I was like, you want him to win 4 more to be a top 5?
No. They all have 4 championships or more.
Okay.
The top 5 players ever.
Okay.
So I think if he wins another one, it goes in the Steph Curry range where guess what? They're in that top 7, 8, 9 areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, not 4 more. No.
I was like,
so
what is that?
He only has 2, correct? He has 2.
Yeah. They were
So
about
he has
to
2.
they were about to three-peat until he.
So those top,
Him
like I said,
and
those
Clay
top
died.
5 players have at least 4. So those top 5 players have at least 4.
If he never got hurt, they would have had a three-peat. But Julius Erving, obvious.
Yes.
I don't think anyone thinks Dr. J would not be up there.
No, because not only like he's won championships, won MVPs, was an icon in the 70s. He was Michael
Dunking
Jordan
was
in the 70s.
prohibited. People would say
exactly.
you're not supposed to dunk, and he would just do it the flashiest way he could.
That's why he went to the ABA.
Yeah, that's why he would be probably top 5 of all time, if not the best of all time, if he was in the NBA the whole time. But
Correct.
that's neither here nor there. Patrick Ewing, dominant player. I mean, if you watch him play, nobody messed with him.
13 years straight as something like making at least the Eastern Conference semifinals, Conference Finals, something like 20 and 10 and 2 blocks or a block and a half, something crazy like that a game.
Yeah.
The only reason he didn't win a championship is because of 2 players, Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Only two players. Yeah.
Hakeem the Dream. Yep.
That's the same for Charles Barkley. That's the same for Karl Malone. The only reason those guys didn't win championships, Michael Jordan.
The only thing that stopped Karl Malone is younger women and baby mamas. But Walt Frazier.
Speaking of baby mamas,
Walt Frazier.
There's an NFL player with like 14 kids with 9 different baby mamas.
I'm not surprised. I mean, we've heard
he's a safety. He was a safety. It was
Antonio Cromartie.
It was Antonio Cromartie. That's who it was. Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 37 kids with like 30 different women.
Okay, enough. Walt Frazier's obvious. Kevin Garnett's obvious.
Yes.
Kenyon Martin also said Kevin Garnett was easy to guard. Obviously, like what he's doing, so all you have to do is stop him, and then. But he said
that's what people don't realize, though.
He said Tim Duncan was like impossible to guard because no matter he's not gonna he was trying to force him to his opposite side, just to make it more difficult, but it didn't matter, and
that Kevin Garnett says Tim Duncan's the greatest power forward ever.
Yeah,
Kevin
Garnett, he's kind of sketchy when it comes to like talking about Ray Allen or all this other stuff, but when it comes to like giving respect out, he's quick to give respect out. But
he got butt hurt. That's all it was.
Yeah, he did. But Paul Pierce is out there, hanging out with Ray. But George Gervin, I think that's obvious.
The Iceman.
Yeah, Hal Greer. I know of him.
He was the point guard that won the championship with Wilt Chamberlain. When they went to the 76ers.
Okay.
So 70s,
James Harden, that's the bottom of our list, at least so far. The stats are there again, but like to me, he reminds me of Tracy McGrady. And maybe that's because they both play for the Rockets, but he's so good on offense. But when it comes down to it, he's just not able to win. That's the way I look at it. What do you think to that comparison? Because that's your boy Tracy McGrady.
So the reason James Harden's here is because of his stats, 100%. It's not because of his leadership. It's not because of his defense, and it's not because of his championships. He's probably 68th, 69th, 67th, somewhere around there on this list. Wins a championship, he'll go up definitely. But the stats are undeniable. I'm looking at this: 9-time All-Star, 3-time scoring champ. 7-time All-NBA, MVP, averaging 25, 7 and 6 in his career for 14 seasons. Stats got it. I was looking at it like in my mind he's not there, but the stats don't lie. His stats in 3 seasons are better than half these players.
You also got to think he would have probably won the championship if Chris Paul never got hurt. If a couple other things in motion. They're the best team to face the Warriors. I mean,
I just don't like players that do the things like he did. That I don't like those kind of players. The Kyrie Irvings, the Kevin Durant's. I like him now more than I did 5 years ago.
You say because he went to a better
not just So when Kevin Durant went to Golden State,
but Harden really didn't do that though because he was.
He said he's not going to play. He pretty much pulled a Ben Simmons, and then
he
looked like he was fat one game.
Would you play that? The next game, would you play in that after they just trade your best friend for nothing? Would you play for that team?
No, but like I mean you signed a
contract. I would not call him Ben Simmons. I would not. But I also don't disagree.
Okay, listen. The reason I call him Ben Simmons is because do you remember him coming to a game looking like he was fat? Okay, and then he gets traded to the Nets. Remember?
I think that's just media. I think that's media, though. That's not him being fat. I mean, come on.
No, I think they say he wore like a fat suit.
There's no way. I'm telling you, there's no way that he wore a fat suit.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
All right, John Havlicek.
Yeah.
Elvin Hayes.
Yep. Championship and stats.
AI, if he never got hurt, would have been one of the best players of all time.
He's probably
Obviously
top
he
15.
is because he's 75, but he could have been
Probably top 15. Yeah.
If he won 2 rings, which he could have won one, if he won 2 rings, he would probably be top 5.
Nope. Top 10.
No. LeBron
Remember
James.
the rule. Remember the rule of the top 5 that we have, because the top 5 has.
In all of NBA, who has crossed Michael Jordan?
Oh my god.
All right, LeBron James.
You and I both know that no matter what, the best cornerbacks, the best offensive linemen, you're gonna get taken sometime. It's about what you do when you come back to it.
Yeah, but he was the only one to get whip the king. All right. LeBron James.
And then Michael James goes like this, and then he'll.
All right, let's get it
it
going. But
okay,
Allen Iverson's my boy. But anyways,
that's why he's your. That's why.
LeBron James. Okay, you've seen at least one game of Allen Iverson to know that he's.
I like AI.
LeBron James, Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Sam Jones, Michael Jordan, the #1 best of all time. Fight me. Jason Kidd. Kawhi Leonard.
You know what I'm gonna say. I mean, come on.
Kawhi Leonard can stop the king. I do think he deserves it.
It's gonna be because his accolades, defensive stats, defensive. I mean, his offensive stats are there too, and he's won 4 championships.
Yeah. If he had better scorers on this team that he has now, he would be playing mainly defense. I think the Clippers are ruining his legacy.
I don't like Kawhi though as a personality too. He started the diva. I don't like the diva effect of some of these players, man.
Yeah. Damian Lillard. That's a surprise.
That's a person who's not a diva at all.
I love that he's getting his respect here because honestly, throughout seasons, I don't think he does. I think last year he was getting some respect, but besides that, no one has talked about him. And I think that's...
Okay, so hold on a second here, though. I like him. I do. Let's check this out real quick.
Hold on. Hold that thought. We're going to stop the audio because we're running out of our limited time, but we'll be clicking right back onto it. Dame time. All right. Bear with us, video. We're right back right now. All right. What were you going to say about Damian Lillard?
We'll wipe back. We'll wipe now.
What were you saying about Damian? Dame Dollar.
I don't think he should be on this list. This is
you go to hell.
This is the Anthony Davis thing, though.
You go to hell, you die.
This is a 5-year. This is what 5-year we think he's going to be.
Look at him.
Okay, so let's look at someone who didn't make this list. Okay, let's take.
We should have had a whole podcast of this one.
Let's take Chris Bosh. Okay,
right.
So Chris Bosh didn't make the list. Okay, 2-time NBA champ. Damian Lillard has 0. I know it was LeBron. I know it was a super team. Okay,
and he barely did anything, but
I don't know. They wouldn't have won those games without.
No, you're right. But I mean,
11-time All-Star. Dame has 7. 6. Dame is 6. That's not in his control. I get it. That's not in his control. Okay. Bosh averaged a little under 20, 9 rebounds, a block and a steal a game. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know Lillard has better assist stats. He's good at that too.
Yeah.
7 assists, 4 rebounds. Okay. But so Lillard has less All-Star games. Okay. He averages about 4 more points. He does.
What about these old heads,
games?
though? What about these old heads that have made it that are below him?
They got those. They got a couple things. They've made at least as many All-Stars as he has.
Yeah.
Again, that's not in his control. It's 6. That's not 100% his control. But he hasn't. He's super clutch. That's his thing. He's very clutch.
Yeah.
But he hasn't won a championship.
Nope.
Again, not 100% on him. Okay. It's too early to put him on here. There's people that were left off. This is why I'm saying a lot of these people put people on here because they know in 5 years he's gonna win a championship probably, or he's gonna continue 20 points a game and he's gonna have.
Do you think he'll win like a Dirk? Do you think he'll stay there and stay true and win like Dirk?
If he does that, I mean, he'll be a legend.
Because Dirk only has 1.
Correct.
And
But he has
his
like
stats are
15
good. His stats are good. But they're
15
not.
15 All-Star appearances.
Yeah,
though.
but his stats are good, but they're not like wow, you know.
Yeah, and that's Dame. Like I said, so just that's one comparison. Vince Carter doesn't have a championship, so that's probably a better comparison. But he also played 24 years, 23 or something like that. McGrady injury. So I put Lillard ahead of McGrady, and I like Trace McGrady. But I don't think we can put Lillard on here. This is why I think they speculated. It's the Anthony Davis thing. They speculated that in 5 years, these guys are going to be probably 1 and 2 of the top players in the league.
That's fair. But this is the way I look at it. You look at the 2000s. You think of power forwards. You look at the 2010s. You think of these point guards. Not even to that. I think this has the Steph Curry effect of this guy is almost if not as good as Steph. Just he's not had the same caliber of team and organization.
Agreed.
I do agree with you that this is a little early. His accolades ain't up there, but he's my boy Blue. But
that's why you can see Jared that they
it is off potential, but I mean,
and like I said, in the next the next 3 to 4 years. When Lillard's 32, 33, he'll be a top 2 player in the NBA.
And this is what they say on the team. Okay, they say selected for being pioneers that have helped shape, define, redefine the game. And so he's helped redefine with Steph with that logo shot. And so and it says this is the NBA 75th anniversary.
Vince Carter isn't on the list, and he's literally 2000. Like, the dunking was ridiculous. He literally brought...
Every notebook I had as a kid has him on it.
That's what I'm saying. And he's not on the list. You see what I'm saying, though? This is speculation that he'll get a champion.
All right.
Because these guys who aren't on the list have better stats, or at least can compete statistically and have more accolades than Damian Lillard and Anthony Davis does. But because they know that they could get up here, and those guys are done.
Yeah. All right, let's get to rolling. We got Jerry Lucas.
We could do a whole podcast on literally this list.
Yeah, we should have. But it's all right. It's all right. It's good content. That's all that matters is good content.
Yeah, Jerry Lucas was on that Knicks teams in the 70s.
Yeah.
Good stats.
Karl Malone. Moses Malone, which I feel like they did that on purpose. They're just writing Malones down.
Well, if you're reading the same list as me, is it in alphabetical order? No, it's not.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, mine is.
Yeah, so that's why.
Mine is. Okay. Pistol Pete. Obviously, he needs to be on there. Bob McAdoo. Which kind of got the Celtics, like... That's Celtics, right?
Bob McAdoo? No, Bob McAdoo was, I think, the old... And the team that's not where it used to be anymore. Like the Boston something, yeah. No, Buffalo Braves, which turned into... the Knicks, and then he played Boston 1 year, but he didn't do anything else later in his career. But his career, he averaged his first 3 years he was averaging 31, 35, and 31.
I know McAdoo. Kevin McHale.
Yeah, we know that. We know the stats are there for that and the championship.
George Mikan.
He's the original. Like, he's the first. I mean. I think NBA championship, I think, was him with the Lakers, the first Minneapolis Lakers in the 50s.
Reggie Miller.
They named a drill after him. Yeah, and see, again, this is so they talked about the like you were listing right here, helped shape, define the NBA. He was literally the best 3-point shooter until Ray Allen.
Yeah.
And then Steph.
I mean, he went to the finals basically on his own. Back, you know. I
think I just said he's the based.
He's the based. Were you a Reggie Miller fan growing up though?
Nah, I didn't like him because I love the Bulls, so I didn't like him.
So you hated him. I remember you and Reggie Miller when we grew up specifically. You talking.
But see, I love Jermaine O'Neal. So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
in the early 2000s.
I remember you loving Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, I still love Jermaine O'Neal.
You still to this day if you saw him.
I had my T-shirt. Remember that I had in like 2004.
Yeah.
I have it still. It was a 5X. Now it's like a 2X.
Yeah, I remember the Pacers looks like the smallest P I've ever seen on a shirt. Earl Monroe.
Earl the Pearl.
Yeah. Steve Nash. There's your boy.
Of course.
Dirk, the German God.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, top
Yeah.
5 of all time. Hakeem the Dream. Robert
Yep.
Parrish.
Yep.
Chris Paul.
Yep.
Gary
First player
Payton.
tonight or last night technically because it's an AM here, guys. But
Yeah.
Chris Paul became the first player ever to have 20,000 points and 10,000 assists. So just
In
put that out
Suns
there.
history. Right? Or first player in Suns
I think it's ever.
franchise.
Look it up. I think it might be ever.
Probably. But it said something with the Suns or something. And
I think
maybe-
LeBron will get there too. I think LeBron's at like 9K assists or
okay.
something like that.
Yeah, Chris Paul obviously belongs up there. Gary Payton, obvious.
Yep.
Bob Pettit.
So they had to keep some of these originators on there. Bob Pettit's stats are probably somewhere around Lillard's, or even a little less.
They probably
than
kept it from the 50th anniversary too. They probably looked at the 50th and kind of adjusted.
Yeah, they took some people off.
Yeah. Paul Pierce.
Yep, championships and
he's also won with just one championship. So I mean,
one championship.
you got to look at that when you're looking at Anthony Davis, though too. Because you want him to win. You want him to win more. And I know Paul Pierce is your boy. That's why I bring it up. But
Well, he has something like 25,000 points, or 24,000 points. That's the thing. AD is at 13K, 14K, something like
also
that.
look at Paul Pierce versus Damian Lillard. I mean, they're both unguardable.
Yeah.
They're both unguardable. You know,
and that's why
I mean,
they're projecting, because those two guys, AD and Lillard, will probably have similar stats to some of these guys like Paul Pierce. I think AD will have, because he's better defensively. So if he has similar offensive stats, he moves him up. But the thing is, Lillard will have similar stats in the end, probably as Paul Pierce.
Oh yeah. Scottie Pippen's next. Willis Reed. Oscar Robinson, obviously.
Yeah.
David Robinson, obviously.
Yep.
Dennis Rodman.
Here's something. I love Dennis Rodman, of course. I'm a Bulls fan. But that's weird because when they did the 50th, Dennis was literally 2 years away from retiring. So why was he on the 75th but not on the 50th when he was 2 years
I don't
away
know, because he's one of the best defensive players of all time.
I know, but it's weird to me. I think, when was the 50th? So 25 years ago, so that'd be 1996. So of course he didn't win. He was getting ready to win his last championship that he would win. It was getting ready, I think, going into the sixth championship for the Bulls. So he's won 5. Actually, he had already won 6 because he won some with Detroit. So what's the difference between then and now?
I don't know. People probably hated him. He's probably as weird as he got, you know.
yeah. So that's weird. That's weird to me because we know he's one of the greatest defensive players and rebounders ever. But he averaged like 6 points a game or something like that.
Here's someone I want to talk about, which maybe it's just because I'm a Longhorns fan. But what do you think about a PJ Tucker? Somebody who wants to win, like, he left the Bucks. Obviously, loved being a Buck, loved winning a championship, but he now wants to beat them. What do you think about somebody who, like him, who always wants to compete against the best and kind of help on the defensive side like he does? Because he wouldn't have left, the Rockets if that.
I like those
downhill.
kind of players. I think he's on the downside of his career.
Do you think he's a Dennis Rodman caliber? Obviously, without the rings.
I think he's Wish Dennis Rodman.
He said what?
Like Wish, like how there's Amazon and then there's Wish.
You guys are like great value. I was like, he confused.
Yeah, great value.
But like,
I think he's a better offensive player. He can shoot threes, of course.
Yeah.
I don't even hold it. I don't think he's even as good as Draymond. I mean, so,
I wouldn't say that because
I don't think. I mean,
anytime if he's facing a defensive or an offensive player of Kevin Durant, he's guarding him. I don't.
Yeah, and
Draymond doesn't do that. Draymond, this is what I get with Draymond. He's a Richard Sherman, to where he's gonna play his zone. If a player is coming into his zone, he's gonna pick him up and he's gonna do well, if not just decent. But he's not. Richard Sherman's not Darrelle Revis.
I would take Patrick Beverly over PJ Tucker.
Okay, all right, we're going more because that's just offensive. Bill Russell, obviously. Dolph Shaves.
This is one I have
Shays.
to look up. I can't remember who he played for.
What do you have to look at?
Okay, so this is in the 50s also.
Jesus. All right, let's keep going. Bill Sherman.
12-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA, and an NBA
Okay.
champ in 1955.
Okay. Bill Sherman.
That's back
Who's
when
that
they
one?
had 3 teams.
Who's Bill Sherman?
Celtics.
Okay. John Stockton is obvious.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, who played for the
Yep.
Celtics, he's on here.
Yep. He is. Yep.
How would they name him if they were on the same list? Worse Isaiah.
Shorter, which I didn't think was possible because the other one's like 5'10".
All right. Nate Thurman.
Yep, he's a rebounding machine. I think he
Yeah.
averaged like 17 rebounds a game. Not a game, but like a season or two, something like that.
Wes Unseld.
Yeah, he was very good in the
Yeah.
70s.
Dwayne Wade.
Course.
Obvious. The Heat. He was the best player on that team.
This next one, I don't understand why people are so far up his junk all the time.
Who? Luke Walton's dad.
Yeah, look at the statistics, man.
But to be fair,
Injuries, I get it.
yeah.
Injuries. But this, to be fair, he played 468 total games. That's less than anybody else on this list. He only averaged 13.3 points per game. He averaged 10 rebounds. I'll give him that, but that's just because his first 4 seasons. If we're going to talk about injuries, think about these players that aren't on the list.
I had to put him.
Reese McCready, Grant Hill. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys could have been better. I think
Grant
are
Hill.
better than him, but they think about injuries. So I don't think he should be on this list. I think they're thinking about college.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
what I was about to say. I think it's mainly because of his college career.
That's
And
ridiculous.
his rookie
Two-time
career,
All-Star.
his rookie year too. His rookie year was incredible. But Jerry West, the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the logo should be changed?
No, I say keep it the same because I don't think there's anybody like before. Who do they want to put on it? They wanted to put someone on it. Kobe. Not that I don't think
That's
it would be
just because
awesome, but
it's kind of bias.
it's recency bias, yeah. And it's not saying.
Well, and
Kobe's
Jerry
not-
West is the logo.
Yeah,
It's-
I say keep it the same. I say there's no point of changing it. I mean, it is what everyone.
But Chris
has
Paul's
that-
better than him, don't you think? As far as point guard,
Yeah.
not championship.
Yeah. I think everyone. I think besides Magic Johnson and maybe I think he's.
Why don't you do like
I-
Wilt Chamberlain's like chest? You just not cut it off at the knees and the shoulder.
I heard a story that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar told the other day. I don't know if you heard this story before, but him and Wilt Chamberlain were in an elevator, and this guy gets in there and he looks up at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain, and he goes, "How's the weather up there?" And Wilt Chamberlain spits on him and he says, "It's raining."
Well, honestly though, Wilt was a dick. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
even in the '90s,
They said he had like 300, like 300 or 400 women, like he has
Yeah.
had.
You remember that one
relations with.
picture where he was like laying? There's like his hands were over the women or something, or was that Andre the Giant? I think that was Andre the Giant.
Hey, you know
They're
what they say
both
about
tall
big
fuckers. Okay.
men? Oh man.
All right. Russell Westbrook, obviously, triple double machine. No matter hate him, love him.
The stats are there. I don't like him, but the stats are there. You can't
Yeah.
take that away.
Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah, in 70s with the Hawks.
Yep. Dominique
Crazy.
Wilkins, obviously.
Yep.
And James
Yep.
Worthy, obviously.
That's hard for me. They're going to give it to James Worthy because of his championships and his impact on the 80s Lakers. But his stats are definitely not any better than these people who are left off. It's just because he won like 3 championships.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
But he
And
also
you can't say anything because of that.
was the reason why they won that though, because they versus the Celtics juggernaut. But what you gotta do?
Yes, he only averaged 17 points and 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So if we took that away, if we took the championships, even if he had one,
Yeah.
even at this point, Paul Gasol has better stats than he did. In the
Yeah.
same, he has more accolades.
That's fair.
Chris Bosh has better accolades.
Yeah.
So Vince Carter and McGrady are better players, but they didn't win championships, so you can't compare it.
Yeah.
But but I think that's another one that's because it's the Lakers that they have to put him on there. Not
Right.
saying I don't think he's a great player. It's just yeah. So there's about 8 to 10 that were like,
Yeah.
we get it, but it's hard. And then the rest of them are like,
Who's
yeah,
the
they should
best
be
of
on
the
there.
rest? The people that were left out. Well, name
So
name three. Just name three. Just three.
I'm gonna name 4.
No, I just said
gonna name
just
4.
three.
Listen, because
Go,
it's not
you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
Chris Bosh, Paul Gasol, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. Those 4.
All right.
And maybe it's because we
Little
grew up in
bias.
2000.
Little bias.
We grew up in 2000s.
Yeah.
Listen, we grew up in 2000s. But to be fair, all the other decades are represented
Yeah.
besides the 2000s as well. We have more 2010s and 2020 players
Yeah.
on this list in 2000, and we get it. I was looking at people saying like, why isn't Draymond Green on it? And I'm like, are you guys stupid?
I'm not going to talk about that. So I'm gonna give 3. Dikembe.
That's a good one too.
Vince
There's no
Carter.
championship.
Vince Carter. If we're talking 75 years, Vince Carter was 3 you said?
Yeah.
23 of those, and he was always consistently good. And then I'm gonna go with Grant Hill. I mean,
I love Grant Hill.
he was so good. Bill Walton. We talk about him. I just think it has to be. But I don't disagree with any of the names. Obviously, time is different. I don't remember watching the 50s because I was born in the 90s.
There's some people that want to talk about like Tony Parker, 16 points, 6 assists a game. I don't think his stats are up there, but like everything else is there. I mean, he won 4 championships, 6-time All-Star.
I'd put Robert Horry over him.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, his stats aren't. Robert Horry's stats aren't there. Just he's won more championships, but
Yeah.
Robert Horry doesn't have 6
Big shot,
All-Stars.
Bob.
And he averaged like less than. I think he averaged like 9 points a game.
You know what?
So,
Hey, do you know what Tony Parker's nickname is?
TP.
No, the little French girl. Who called him that? who
I don't
was
know.
it? Who was it again? But anyways, yeah, that's the top 70. That's our thoughts on the top 75. Obviously, we could have had a whole podcast of it.
Yeah, Bill Walton shouldn't be on there.
No, but he's the ginger firecracker. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just look at his son and just degrade him. Like, top 75, really? Look at your kid. Well, then,
dude.
honestly, if you look at Michael Jordan's kids, you're like, yeah, he should not be in the top 100. If his kid is
I was
that,
going to say something, but I'll say it after we get
if
off
Jeffrey's
the
that bad, But
podcast. I'll say it after we get off the podcast.
all right. But anyways, that'll do it for our NBA. We got to talk about NBA, man. I'm so excited. The Bulls are very exciting. The Lakers, I'm excited just because of Carmelo. Brooklyn's exciting. AD's obviously going to stay healthy because they have 15 big men.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
They're 0-2.
Before I say this, is your homework done? Huh? No.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
All right.
I've worked them all out. I just
You're fine. I'm going to talk first.
There's some I don't have 5.
I'll talk first, and you'll try to name 5 off of it. Okay. If you don't have 5, just say I don't have. I have this so experience. Whatever. All right.
And I don't have Xbox.
So no one on earth knows what we're talking about right now. So we're switching over to our gaming, and we're gonna try to give you a hint or show you who we were growing up playing games. What gave us the love for these consoles? So growing up, I had basically everything. My dad had the NES. When it came out. I don't have 5 games for that. So I'm going to start with. We're going to try to name 5 games that explained our love for this console or explained our time with this console. All right. So I'm going to start with the SNES. Do you have something earlier than the SNES? You don't. It's okay. So the SNES, King of Dragons. So the main thing.
I mean, maybe just the original Nintendo.
Do you have 5 that you played a lot? Is what I'm saying. Like growing up, did you play a lot of Nintendo?
So Mario 3 was my favorite.
Yeah.
I remember Paperboy on that a lot. I played the crap. I don't know why.
Yeah, Paperboy was awesome. That was also on Super Nintendo. It was kind of like I think it was an arcade game, wasn't it?
So really on the Tetris, that was the first time I ever played Tetris. But it's nothing. There's Mario literally is that system.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
So
I mean Zelda, but.
Yeah. I agree, but I would just start with the SNES.
All right. Well, so Super Nintendo. My main time playing it was at either one of my grandmas. You know, they both had that for the kids. Whenever the kids came over, obviously they had toys as well. But King of Dragons was a game that my Oma had. That was just so much fun. I mean, we'd take turns because it was 2-player. King of Dragons, a lot of people know from an arcade system, and you just when you die, you know, you keep putting quarters in, whatever. But with the Super Nintendo, it was you die, you have to start over. That's how it was, and it's super hard. I mean, we as adults, Chris would know this because we'd have parties, we'd play this game.
We'd play for hours. We'd
play for hours and just trying to see who could beat the highest score because that's how hard it was. We weren't even trying to beat the game. We were trying to get as further than anyone else. Which I beat it now with my son Ryder because it's limited. It's like they had this, you know, Capcom beat 'em ups, and it was in it, but you die and you just keep going. You know, it wasn't the same effect. So that was something I played with my cousins over and over and just loved it. You know, Mortal Kombat Street Fighter was at my other grandparents' house. Super Mario World as well was the same one. And then this is the last one. Yeah. Lampier basketball. It's like combat basketball. So basically it's for people who've never played it. It's top down, and you're on. It's like hockey basketball. So you jump for the ball, and you like tackle. You just hear this person like grunt, and you're like blue team, green team. You can have tournaments and brackets, and we'd always play tournaments growing up. I have to look it up or Google it or whatever and try to find it for you guys. So you guys know what I'm talking about. But Bill Lampier's combat basketball was on there too. Just so many memories from those 5 games. Obviously, I just played them at both grandparents' house, or Oma's house, grandma's house, my dad's side, mom's side, whatever. But yeah, they both had Super Nintendos, and we'd play the crap out of all these games. But what was your experience from SNES?
Like you said, King of Dragons, Donkey Kong
Country.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Super Mario World compared to Super Mario 3, like Mario 3.
Yeah, I had Super Mario 3 too.
So those 2 I can remember. I can also remember Mortal Kombat. That's about it. That's all I can remember playing on those. I didn't have one. My first system was a Sega Genesis that I actually owned.
So actually, do you have 5 off of it? Because I'll let you lead off with this one.
What, the Sega Genesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have... It's not in my top 5, but do you remember the Dolphin game? Echo? Was it Echo?
Yeah.
That game was hard. Anyways.
I played that on Dreamcast. It was very fun.
Gamecast?
Yeah. Gamecast.
So I have them clicked up over here, so I remember my 5. Sonic. Really, just we'll say Sonic because I played all 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But I think the original was my favorite just because nostalgic. But Streets of Rage.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Battletoads.
Yep, that's on my list too.
There's one like King of Dragons, but it's not. Golden Axe.
Golden Axe.
Golden Axe. Yep.
You forgot
And-
that every time we bring it up, you forget it.
I'm mad. I was mad because I love that game. And then my last one here. I had it clicked on over here. I gotta find it. Shinobi. Those are my 5 that I played the crud out of. An honorable mention, Tecmo Bowl. Yeah.
Honorable
That's
mention.
a-
You ever play that mobile game that I showed you?
No.
It's just like Tecmo Bowl. I have to retro Bowl.
I literally try to like what you send me. I either play or watch like 95% of it. 95%.
You'll have to download it. It's addictive. All right. So with me, Lion King, obviously. So I had a Sega Genesis, but I didn't have many games for it. I had some at my cousin's, but really I didn't have too much. But the games I did have, I played a lot of. Lion King, Sonic. I remember having like a Sonic 3D one. It kind of sucked, but Sonic 1 was really good. Earthworm Jim, banger. Battletoads. And Tasmanian Devil game that I absolutely loved growing up. I remember those games so much.
Oh shoot, what was the game? I'm trying to remember it now. It makes me want to go look it up. But
there's a lot of fun Looney Tunes games.
It wasn't Lion King, but it was another Disney game. Was it Aladdin?
Yeah, Aladdin was very fun. Very fun. But they actually have the double. That's with the double. But next up,
I really wish these games would come out on Nintendo, the Switch. I know they won't, but
they're bringing Sega games on it. But those games are on it. Those two that they're literally on it. Lion King and Aladdin. They're literally, you can buy them right now.
Oh, buy them! I want the free.
They are bringing Sega though there.
I would buy a Sega one.
N64. I'm gonna start Mario 64. Obviously, I don't think anyone who had 64 didn't play it. Pretty sure
that's
came
on my
with
list
it.
too. That's on my list too. So
DK64.
that's on my list too. That's number 5, but that's on my list.
I couldn't beat it, but my cousin beat it in front of me, so I saw the end. So that's all that matters. Smash Bros. I wouldn't love Smash Bros to this day because of that.
That's not on my list, but like I like playing it, but it's on my list.
That the first one is such a classic. It's so much fun. Banjo Kazooie.
That's not on my list either.
What's funny about Banjo and DK? Obviously, everyone knows that they used to like. It was like the same people made them, so it's very similar. But Rare was brought in to help. Which you think of games nowadays. You'll be surprised who helps them. There's a lot of people that go back and forth and ask for help just to make the best game. But I used to play the crap out of. I think Banjo Tooie. Banjo Tooie. They had multiplayer. I used to love the crap out of the multiplayer. Split screen 4 ways, and I still to this day on Donkey Kong 64. There's a map to where you can like walk through the wall. It's like an invisible wall. It's supposed to be that. It's not a glitch. It's supposed to be that. And I'd always hide there and just kill a person I just showed the game. I just obliterate them just through that hallway.
Just because.
Yeah, but and then the last one's Mario Party. Man, I played so much Mario Party. But that's my 5.
I only had two of your 5 there. So I had Donkey Kong and I had Mario 64, but mine are 007, GoldenEye.
Yeah, that's 6. That's 6, but.
And then 4 is Pokemon Stadium. That's what it was. I had to think about it.
Pokemon Stadium's so good.
And that was one of the. I only really have 4 that. Those are the 4 that I'm looking at other ones just to see if I forgot anything. But those are the 4 that I played the heck out of. Yeah. I mean, I probably played the wrestling a lot too, but I wouldn't say it was my favorite. But I played the heck out of it too.
The one where the intro is Sting out in the rain in front of a truck.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, that's
one.
the best one.
Yeah, we'll say
that's the best one.
Those are the games. See, just I didn't play those other ones as much, so like those are the games that I played.
Yeah, put that as your 5th. You'll just put that one as your 5th. So I left it. It's so hard to not leave out games in 64.
How N64s are expensive right now.
Yeah, I gave mine away. I think I don't know. But 007. WrestleMania 2000 was basically the same as WCW versus NWO Revenge.
Yeah,
those games are so hard to leave out, but I mean, you look at the backbone of games I play now.
Well, also it's what you played. It doesn't mean it was the best game or anything. It's just what you play and what you like.
Well, I played them almost as much as the games that I had listed, but there's multiple Mario parties, so that's why that was the fifth game that was so hard to mimic, because I was like, which one? But I played so much in Mario Party. Obviously, I still love it to this day, and that's probably why. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go to PS1. So PS1 was hard as well. I played mainly 64, but PS1 had some games that I'm gonna say off the top of my head, or not top of my head, off the top of my list. We're gonna Frogger. Frogger was so good. I just played that the other day with my son. Frogger 1 and 2. Frogger 2 is way better. Frogger 1 is such a classic, though. Driver. Do you remember Driver? Driver was so much fun,
I didn't play it very much. I might have played it at your house, actually.
So I had... I was going to say Need for Speed, but I played Driver way more than it. But I remember getting chased by the cop, and it was so much fun. But I played Driver more. Crash, you cannot forget about Crash Bandicoot.
That's on my list.
I picked it over Sonic, over what's it called? Spyro. I picked it over Spyro.
Those both are on my list.
Twisted Metal. I played so much Twisted Metal. So much Twisted Metal.
List. Yeah.
And then Hop About. Okay, I had to put Hop About on there.
About sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I played growing up. This is what
I know.
This is what when I think of PS1. This is what
sure
my
wasn't
this is
the rapper. You sure you didn't play that?
No, I did not. I think I have that actually though. But the thing with the 64 and the PS1, they both had a game called Gex that I loved so much. But I had it on.
That's in my.
I had it on 64, so I didn't want to put it on a PS1 because. Obviously, I played it so much on 64, though. I played that, and then I played Chameleon 2. I played those games so much as a Mario Party or a WrestleMania or stuff like that. But they're not even, they're top 10, But what's your PS1? I know you kind of saying
Crash, Spyro, Gex, and what were your other, besides Monster Hunter? What was your other two? Three.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal was 4, and then my fifth one. It's hard because I remember playing. So I'll redo it. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Twisted Metal, and Gex were the 4 that I remember playing a lot of. Now the fifth is hard because I remember 2 games that I played a lot with those other ones. One being, of course, I would just lost it. I had it up here. That's why I should have written down. Oh, one was Tekken. I played Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken. That's something I played on PS1 too, a lot.
Yeah, and then the other one was I just saw your Driver game. One was what was the? It was another fight. Oh, it was X-Men. It was I can't remember what it was. It was X-Men. It was like it was based off like the first movie or something like that. It wasn't. It was 1999 or something. 2000. I can't remember. But those even I played a lot of Spider-Man too, but those 5 are really it.
Yeah. Which PS1's hard, man.
You can tell like PS1 and N64 and Genesis. I own those. The other systems I just know I played games on them.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You can relate. Yeah, PS1's hard. There's a lot of games on here that
I just never really owned too many.
Resident Evil too.
Yeah, I just mainly played 64 growing, at least in that era, What's funny, so Twisted Metal, off the top of my head, do you remember Crush Hour?
I think so, yeah.
The WWE version of Twisted Metal?
Mm-hmm.
That was actually a really fun game. But anyways, let's move on to PS2. So PS2, I have any football game, like NCAA football, Madden, I put those together. NBA Street. So this is what's, like I said, this is what my experience with PS2 was. It's what I loved.
Yep.
WWE games, all of them. Just name a WWE game I loved when it came out. Any game in PS2. Here Comes the Pain's the best. That and then SmackDown vs. Raw 06. Those are the two best, I think, off the top of my head. Those are the best ones. Def Jam Vendetta. Those games were amazing. I played the crap out of those. And then I got GTA, which I'm so glad that Game Pass is going to have San Andreas involved. So that's very awesome.
Yeah.
But what would you say PS2 you played the most, and what is your showcase of your experience with the PS2?
So, I love the game called Mercenaries. That was one of my top games. The first and the second one, I think, came out on PS2. That was one thing. Another thing, I'll go ahead and throw the Street series in there. NBA and NFL. Like, played the crap out of those. Madden 2005, specifically.
Yeah.
And then looking at, I had these ones brought up, but looking at these other ones, it made me think of a game called Sly Cooper. Remember that game?
Oh yeah, it was a really good game. Yeah.
I played the crap out of that on PS2, and then we'll throw in. Dude, there's so many good games. So many good games. I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat. There's like 2 or 3 Mortal Kombat games I played on the PS2. I think it was Shaolin Monks. Was it Armageddon?
Shaolin Monks is underrated. Armageddon's the one you created your character, right? Is that Armageddon?
I think so. I like Shaolin Monks because it was the first open world one that I can remember.
Yeah.
Where like you would go around and like.
It reminds me of that Dragon Ball Z Sagas game. Remember that?
Yeah.
That game was so much fun. The hardest game like ever though. That was like
Dude, do you remember we almost had Vegeta beat or whatever, and then in that one game, the Dragon Ball game, remember?
Yeah.
What was that?
The
and
Sagas,
we got stuck.
Yeah. Sagas.
Yeah, we got stuck.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. That game was so, and then he got stuck, and that's how we beat it.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm actually gonna take back Def Jam. I'm gonna take back Def Jam. I'm gonna put Dragon Ball Z Budokai, all of them. I remember playing that so more than Def Jam.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Wait, I don't understand that. I brought up Dragon Ball Z.
I'm just saying that I gave you time to think, so you're welcome.
But yeah, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, best games, fighting games in my opinion. You just played along with the TV show. I mean, I wouldn't love Dragon Ball Z as much as I do without those games. But let's move on to Xbox. I know you didn't.
Dude, I forgot one.
Go
That's
ahead.
Fine.
Go ahead.
Tony Hawk.
Tony. See,
That's all right. There's so many.
That's in
ones.
my top 10. That's in my top 10.
Yeah.
Xbox. So wait, would you replace anything with it?
No.
So you didn't forget about
them.
it. You didn't forget.
I played all of them the same. Like it was a.
That's why I put Madden and NCAA football combined, because it was just so hard to. Mm-hmm. Which I put NBA Live with NBA Street because it's just so hard, you know. I mean, I just put it in the same like category. But with Xbox, I know you didn't have an Xbox, so you might not rate. You'll probably reign true with some of these games because they're cross-plat games. But 2K games, NFL and NBA, played the living hell out of them. Midnight Club Dub Edition, one of the best racing games of all time. I don't care what you say. Halo 1 and 2, Game Changers.
That's not on my list.
You didn't have an Xbox. KOTOR and 1 and 2. Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars, whatever. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
If you don't know, now you know. Jedi Academy. And this is, I think, 2. Star Wars Jedi Academy 2, where you played against bots, basically. A whole lobby of bots, which you can buy it now, I think. It's on PS4, Xbox. And you all have lightsabers, all have the Force, you know, crank it up all the way and just try to beat these amazing bots. They're just, you know, amazing. But it was such a fun game. Those are my Xbox games. Do you have anything to comment on it?
you already said all the 2K games. That's what I remember playing most at your house. I'll say that I remember playing this one. It's not really like I remember playing it on the Xbox. That my uncle Scotty had the Xbox. I remember playing Max Payne.
Oh yeah, Max Payne's really good.
So, but anything Rockstar made. No, I don't want to say anything. There's some bad games out there, but for the most part, Rockstar makes some good games.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go. We're kind of running. We got 20 minutes to bust through this thing. We got a lot of games left. I skipped handhelds, by the way. Obviously, the Switch is on here, but I skipped handhelds. I don't know certain game, whatever. GameCube. So I think this is also something you didn't have, right?
I didn't have it, but I played a bunch of it. Probably at like your house and someone else's house.
Super Smash.
John Madiag's house.
Oh. Shout out.
Shout out, John. You're out there somewhere, man.
This is the second time you shouted him out. I'm pretty sure.
My best friend for like 2 years.
2 years.
You and him were my best friends.
Who was your best?
I said you and him. You and him were my best friends.
Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yep.
Probably the most game I've played. Yep. I don't know. We played Wii U a lot, but Mario Party. I remember the avalanche one where you're going. Whatever. Wind Waker. This was my first time playing.
Probably no too.
Buying a Zelda game myself. So I played Ocarina of Time growing up as a kid. I played the NES version. I played all the games prior, but not that much. This is the first time I really loved a Zelda game and really fell. I later on bought Ocarina and Majora as like a disc set or whatever. But I never owned it. My cousin owned it, and he'd let me watch him play it, but he wouldn't let me play it. But another one's Super Mario Strikers, the soccer game. That game was so much fun.
That's on there.
Yeah, that game's so much fun. Something to talk about with N64 is Star Fox. But it's not in my top 10, but it's not my 5. But
exactly.
GameCube. The last one would be Sonic Battle 2. Sonic Battle 2 was so much fun. I mean, you got to, if you were super bored, you just like had these little things you like hatch or whatever. But basically what it was is, if you never played it, you'd be bad guys or the good guys. So you'd be Sonic or you'd be Shadow. And then you'd be Knuckle, and then you race with those two. But if you're Knuckles or his villain version of Knuckles, you would find like gems. Like it was different, 4 different things. So you'd find gems with like Knuckles and just dig and whatever. Try to find them before time runs out, whatever. And then it was hold on, I'm gonna get it. Tails and Dr. Egg. You'd be like robots, and you
Dr.
like
Robotnik.
Robotnik, yeah. I don't know why, whatever. My bad, guys.
Dr. Egg.
But Dr. Robotnik, and you'd be robots and you bash through everything. And then there was another one, I forgot what it was. But you also had kart racing in that game. That game was so much fun. If you didn't play it growing up, I wouldn't recommend playing it now because it's really hard it doesn't age well. But it was super fun as a kid. I have to buy it again. It's on Xbox, but
All right, so my 5: Smash, Mario Kart, Strikers, Super Mario Sunshine, and the 5th one, I had it over here, was Pokemon Coliseum.
Oh yeah. See, I had Pokemon Coliseum after my experience.
Well, I don't like Mario Party, so that's why.
See, so Mario Kart, I loved at 64. I did not like Double Dash. I was not a fan of it.
That's my favorite. That's like my favorite one.
Mario Kart's always in my top 10, but I don't think I played it top 5 out of any of them. But yeah, what was your others? Did you say? You said just not Mario Party, right?
Mario. So Mario Kart, Smash, Strikers, I had it memorized. So Smash, Mario Kart, Sunshine, Strikers, and then Coliseum, Pokemon Coliseum.
Nice.
And then there was a 007 game that came out too. I really played a lot of too. I can't remember.
God, I had it too. It was blue.
Yeah.
Oh God, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like Night.
Yeah, Agent Under Fire. No, Night. Yeah, 007 Nightfire.
Yeah, that game was awesome, man. Yeah, that game was awesome. I've also played a lot of Underground, Midnight Club, or not Midnight Club, Need for Speed Underground on it.
Yep.
So we're going to go. Now we're at 360, man. We're at 360. I'm going to start with Halo 3. I don't think I played too much other Halos on 360. I had ODST. I had Reach. I didn't really play 4 much. I played a lot of Halo 3. Obviously, I've beat all of them, but I didn't play them as much as Halo 3. Skate. The Skate games were amazing. To me, I thought I stopped playing the Tony Hawk games. Obviously, they weren't good after PS2, obviously. But after that, sports games in general. NBA, Madden, just all of those games I played so much of on 360. I mean, that was the prime time I played all those games. There's not one that stood out. I played NCAA games, and I'd push them onto the Madden games. Like you could even make your high school team on that and play as your high school team on it, and it was just one of the best games ever. Obviously, this type of stuff you can do.
I was a big 360 guy.
Yeah, those are the type of games that they can't mimic again, due to how many people want money or are begging for money. But also COD. I mean, I loved World War or Big Red 1 on PS2, but this is really when COD started being on fire. I can't think of a game on 360 of Call of Duty that I did not play the living hell out of. But then we got Rainbow Six Vegas to end it. Rainbow Six Vegas, I played it on PS1, but I fell in love with it when it came in on 360. Obviously, way different games, still as hard as hell. I still play this game to this day. But go ahead. What are your 5? This is kind of like N64, man. This is what was really hard to narrow down to 5.
So I have Call of Duties, whether it is Modern Warfare or Black Ops. Call of Duties.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 1.
Yeah. Top 5.
The Batman
top
series, the Arkham series.
Yeah.
I think the first 2 came out on 360, right?
They all of them but Night.
Okay.
Which they're in my top. That's my top. That's my 6. Is that?
Yeah, I just remember playing the heck out of those games. And then I
mean, I literally put sports games as one game. Like I literally put sports games.
Yeah, I'll say that too because I love playing the college basketball on the 360.
Even FIFA. We played the hell out of FIFA and hockey on that. So.
And then this is the tough one. There's 2 series of games that I'm looking at right now that are like tied that I don't know which one I want to put up there. We'll go ahead and put. Dang it, it's hard. We'll go ahead and put Far Cry. No. Gears of War. Because then I got a couple games down here that honorable mentions are some of the Far Cry games, and then Assassin's Creed.
You remember when I made the Hood in Far Cry? It was what was it called? Far Cry Predator Instincts.
Yes.
Yes, that game was so much fun, man. So many memories in that game. So let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, I put Far Cry. Far Cry 3 was also 360. So good games. PS3, I'm going to quickly go through this because this is a game that is almost hard to find 5 games for it because I played so much.
Yeah, go ahead and go through it. The 2 PS3 games I could think of, they're going to be on your list. So.
Okay, so the Uncharted series. I wouldn't have even had a PS3 if it wasn't for Uncharted. I remember specifically, and this is crazy how I remember this. I remember.
You act like it was like 40 years ago, man.
I know. I remember specifically randomly being in Nebraska Furniture Mart for people who know what that is. Most people should. I mean, no one who's out of out of the country really knows what that is. But they had a display, and it was Uncharted. And any time we went to Nebraska Furniture Mart, I'd play it because it was so much fun, and I wish I had it. Eventually, my dad got one, and anytime I'd go there, I'd play the crap out of it. So Uncharted, and then at the end of it, I played my PS3 a lot because of Last of Us. Last of Us is so good, man.
Yep.
So good, and the funnest part about it was the multiplayer. Honestly,
Had fun with it, yeah.
it was very hard and very fun.
Didn't
Uncharted
you and
also,
Shannon play that a lot?
huh?
Didn't you and Shannon play that a lot?
No, we played Uncharted multiplayer a lot. Uncharted multiplayer, there was online, player versus player, or there was player versus everyone, where it's like people after people coming to get you or whatever. Madden, I played Madden a lot with my dad on his PS3, obviously, because he had it. Resistance, Fall of Man, that game was so much fun. You and me probably played the first. I only played the first one. I didn't play really 2 or 3 because
we played that.
It wasn't split screen, We also played Lost Planet. That's probably top 10. But Lost Planet 2 was it? I think, but
I think so.
the Need for Speed. I forgot which one it was, but it's like it's like the one where you are on the highway. It's like the whole world or whatever. You could go from
It was
New York to L.A. or whatever. It was so fun. But you have any other games than that?
no. You only played 2 really, and those are the 2 games you named.
All right, so we're gonna speed up because we got 5 minutes left. So we're probably not gonna get to our audio. We're probably not gonna get to our songs.
So we're at what games or what series?
We're at Wii. Hold on one second. We're at Wii, so it should fly by. It really should.
Yeah, go ahead and do. I didn't have a Wii, so.
Well, we all know you don't have a Wii. Resident Evil 4 I played a lot of on my Wii. Obviously, I barely had a Wii, but my aunt had somebody that could jimmy rig Wiis, so I had like all the games. But Resident Evil 4 I fell in love with a lot. Super Mario Galaxies I loved. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I didn't buy it. I actually played the rigged version of it. I forgot what it's called. Our buddy Shannon would know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, that where you could play as like whatever. Like it had like get people that wasn't even in the game in it. I forgot what it was called. Project 6. I don't know. Whatever. Then Force Unleashed. I didn't put this in 360, so I had to put it here because I played it in both. I played both 1 and 2 and Wii. So much fun to lightsaber with your hand, use the Force, like that. And then the last one, but not least, is Wii Sports. Wii Sports. You cannot not put that on it. The boxing was so much fun.
The bowling.
Yeah, the boxing, bowling, everything was so much fun on that. I also played a lot of Godfather. I remember my mom choking somebody out like this on The Godfather. It was a very fun game. So now we're going to go to Wii U, which you have the same experience as me probably.
Yeah, so the main one is just Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, that's number 1.
NBA was fun on that too.
Yeah, it really was. Mass Effect 3. So Mass Effect is obviously a series on 360 that I loved. But Mass Effect 3 I remember playing a lot on my Wii U because on the bottom, and this actually, I almost put it even with Arkham Origins because I played them both a lot on my Wii U. And the reason why is because the wheel of your weapons or your whatever with Mass Effect, your abilities was on the bottom screen. So the main, instead of holding RB to pause the game to switch to your weapon, you just switch automatically and you'd already be ready to go. With Black Ops 2, me and you played a lot at my house because one person had the screen, one person had the monitor or whatever, and that was such a fun game. Super Smash Bros. You specifically, this is probably the most you've ever played Smash Bros. In your life.
Probably. Yeah.
3D World, one of the most fun games ever. And then
Yes.
last is Tropical Freeze. Nintendo Land was also probably 6, because I remember Mario Chase. One guy would have the handheld running away. That was the only, that and the Metroid game was like the only 2 games that was worth anything on the Nintendo Land. But yeah, Tropical Freeze, man. That's my first Donkey Kong game on here when it comes to Donkey Kong Country games.
Mm-hmm.
But I've played them my whole life. But Tropical Freeze, such a good game. Now, do you have anything other that I'm missing that we played together? Because obviously,
No, that's about it. Man.
Zombie U is up there, but
We played that too, but mainly those ones you were talking about.
yeah, exactly.
Played the heck out of Call of Duty.
Yeah. So PS4. Here we go. All right, we have 3 more. All right, we can make this.
All right.
We're actually going to take a quick pause though.
Probably PS4 is the last one because the other games haven't come out yet.
Okay. Well, we also got. I mean,
Well, we got the Switch.
we played some Xbox games. Oh, you probably didn't though. But all right, good lord, dude, that NBA 75 fucked us up. But we're back live on audio, so thank you for sticking with us, man. We're almost there. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll go first here.
All right. Go ahead.
Because you'll have the Xbox, like you don't know. So we're gonna go with God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us 2. I had it. I had the next one in my head. Uncharted 4.
You better say this next one.
And personally,
This is not your favorite. This is the most you played and what you.
well, yes. Okay. So we'll take. I was thinking restricted to this system.
No, it's just what you played most on this.
Well then. Okay, so then we're just gonna go. God of War. We're gonna go Last of Us, and then we're gonna go, Overwatch. We're gonna go Apex, and then we're gonna go Call of Duty Warzone. Those last 3 games I've played more than any of the other games out there.
Yeah. So.
And then I put the 2 best.
How dare you? How dare you?
Last of
So
Us-
I put Call of Duty, Rocket League.
Okay. Yeah.
You did not play Warzone as much as Rocket League because you got to think in Warzone.
I have now.
No, because Warzone you're playing on computer. So I'm saying this is your experience with a console.
But I played a whole year on PS4.
A whole year.
Okay, so we take we split. I get your saying. So we'll put Rocket League in there for Warzone, but honorable mention to a game. No. Scratch everything. Scratch everything. Throwing it all out. We're throwing it all out.
I was about to say because you played
My
Rocket.
number 1 game.
You played
my
Rocket
number
League
one
more
game-
than like 3 of those games combined. Really.
My number 1 game is The Witcher 3.
See, this is why I told you to write it down.
S my D, Jeremy. S it. S it. Okay, well, go ahead. There's so many good games on PS.
But yeah, like God of War, Spider-Man, literally played Rocket League more than that combined, really. Even if you put Warzone, the year of Warzone,
S it.
plus those 2 games, you still played Rocket League more. But thanks for hurting my heart.
Well, you need to S it.
I got all the Call of Duties. Probably my favorite out of all PS4 Call of Duties was Blackout or Call of Duty 4. I really loved Call of Duty 4.
Black Ops, is it Black Ops 4?
Yeah, Black Ops 4. Then Rocket League, we played so much of. I mean, 2016 to now, I'm playing on my PS4. Or until last year, I mean. But then I got Destiny in here because we played a lot of Destiny.
Yeah, we beat
but
it.
I'm gonna say I'm actually gonna say that's 6 because I played Overwatch more. And then I got Uncharted. Uncharted, all of them. I played all of them way too much. That's so. I'm gonna go ahead and go my Xbox real quick. My Xbox One, Halo, MCC mainly. I played 5 recently, So that was more Series X. Just because I hated it when it came out. It wasn't the Halo I knew. I love it now, but in retrospect, when it came out, I absolutely hated it. Dead Rising was like the first game that came out with my Xbox. I remember when Xbox came out, there was really nothing that came out when day one. I remember Killer Instinct came out, which was okay, pretty good. I'm not really a fighting game person, but just Dead Rising, I have so many like.
I played that on
I probably beat it
360.
twice. It's like Dead Rising 3, I think. But GTA, I mean, I was gonna put it on PS4, but I played it a lot on Xbox as well. Played it with my dad. I also played it when it came out. I didn't really play it on 360, honestly. I played it mainly on Xbox One when it came out. And then Battlefield 4. I played a lot of Battlefield 4 because when I had my Xbox, I got Xbox at launch, and I got
I look like Cyclops from like the 2000s.
and after Halo 5, I got so mad that I traded my Xbox for the PS4. So I didn't have an Xbox for a little bit. So most of these games are when Xbox came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it goes. All right, now to switch. This is our final countdown. Breath of the Wild, best game of all time in my opinion, in all my games. All my games, I know this is my favorite game of all time. Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good game. I mean, my wife, who barely played games whenever we got this, she beat before me. So there's that. That hurts. 3D World. Again. I played so many games on my Switch, but 3D World with my son and my wife, when it came out, we have the most hours in that game, and it's mainly me playing it. Mainly all of us playing it. So that we played that more than Breath of the Wild, which is crazy. And Super Smash Bros. That game is the best Super Smash Bros. Ever. But maybe not the most experienced, but that's that. And then Mario Party. Mario Party. All right.
Okay, so we'll go Smash. We'll go.
I'm also undefeated at NBA 2K against you.
We'll go Mario Odyssey. You one time, and we were in the car on the way to Chicago.
I beat you by like 15 though.
It doesn't matter. We're on the way to Chicago.
All right, go ahead.
Anyways, that doesn't count. Mario Odyssey, Smash. I have my games up there. I haven't got to play Zelda, and I know I haven't got to play it, but I'm gonna go with an online game that you turned me on to.
I turned you on.
Jess and I played a bunch of, like, we take turns all the time.
Tetris 99.
Tetris 99, yeah.
So fun, man. It really is.
It makes me mad though, man. I get like
I've got second place once. I've got second place once.
I'm in like top. I was like 7th, right? And then I have no blocks. All of a sudden, I miss one step.
Yeah.
Game's
What
over.
sucks is you have to be patient, because if you're going way too good at first, people are like, okay, I'm in. But I have to play that again, man. That's been a long time since I played that. But
And I would go. Said Mario, 3D World. What you said?
yeah.
Yeah. So I had played that a little bit. I to be fair, I've only played Mario. I played a lot of 2K on my. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. It's getting late. We're getting tired. So thank you guys for listening, man. Sorry NBA 75 took so much time, but if you guys listen to all this, I love it. Thank you so much. But that's it for us right now. Till next week. Enjoy these games. Hopefully we're 100% correct. I doubt it, because we already missed one. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for bearing with us, and bye.
Take it around.
Bye. Have a good time.